All right, guys, so we are back. We got the pontoon pulled out of the water and is on a trailer here, as you can see. We got some work to do on the motor. It's been leaking fuel really bad. So we're gonna hook up the fuel tank. We've drained it just so that it didn't get any worse, so we could pull it out. But we're gonna start it up and just try and find where the leak's coming from. We got this here engine muff motor flusher, so we can actually run it, so we can have water going through it, cooling it so it doesn't overheat and all that. But yeah, we are looking for a fuel leak. It may be in the carb, and that's maybe why we have flooding out issues as well, but we're gonna find out here in a bit. So got the cover off, gonna rehook up the fuel line and see what we're all about here. All right, so we pressurized the fuel line. You're just pumping it. You can see there. What's that?
Maybe I did it too much.
You can see there. Oh yeah, we definitely did it too much. We're actually gonna pull this gate off and see what we can't do.
I like how it's on an angle.
Yeah, so do you see the fuel in there?
Oh yeah.
So I think that's not good. All right, because our fuel line comes in from here, goes across all the way over to here, up into this filter. But right now we're just gonna pull the air box off, so that shouldn't really be too. There's just four. Sure.
We can't get the air box back on. We better just walk away.
Yeah. All right, so we have started to tear into this thing. We pulled the air box off, realized we have to pull the starter off to get even pull the carb off. So we did that. We're gonna get to the carb next. So let's keep tearing stuff off. It's getting a little scary because the more stuff you start pulling off, the scarier it gets. But we gotta do what we gotta do, and then we might actually be able to clean this stuff up, so it'll be good. I think we're gonna end up taking the bowl off and just do a full carb clean, get some carb clean on it, make sure the little float and everything isn't sticking. All right, so we got the carb bowl popped off and everything. Well, you want to just kind of run us through what we're seeing here?
So what we're thinking is on the gasket here, because it's got this little split, this hole is where the fuel comes up and enters through.
Over there you got the fuel inlet barb there, so then the fuel goes up through there.
And then it comes up in through here, and what we're finding is it goes into the valve that the float operates. So what we're thinking an issue is when the tank heats up, pushes fuel in, it gets past his gasket through this split right here and fills the bowl up, and it's causing our flooding issue.
Yep.
So we're thinking if we replace this gasket, that might solve our flooding issue, especially when it's hot out and the tank's pressurized, so that might help.
So, do you want this on the boat as it is?
No. Not the bottom cushion, no way.
Well, for sure not the bottom cushion. The bottom cushion I think we can replace easy.
Yep.
And it looks like somebody already replaced it. There's just some
brown can be replaced.
basic folds on this. So, and it just stapled on the back. So that I think we could just buy and replace.
That would be
This is
easy.
also
Actually,
stapled,
let me look up.
but it's got seams.
Yeah, I
That's the
think
only thing
no,
you'd have to
I
have
think this
sewing
is
machine.
original, yeah.
Industrial sewing machine.
Yeah, at least.
Or at least a true somebody who actually knows what they're doing.
And those are expensive, especially also for up here if we were to even attempt.
The piping. Is there the only other thing is could we repaint this?
That's what I said, but you'd have to completely.
We'd have to figure out how to strip the bad spots.
Yeah, that's what I
Because-
suggested originally.
Where does it start and where does it stop? You can,
That's exactly.
it almost looks like somebody did repaint it.
They did. This is all paint.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This was white all the way up. It was a white and
So
it was
could
white
we?
and purple. Cause look at the edge of purple that's sewn in.
Yeah.
See that?
Yeah. Well, it almost looks like. Hold on. It almost looks like they put this brown patch on top of something that's existing. Or am I just seeing that?
Yeah, pull the brown off. The original's purple. These seats were white and purple.
But what would it take to? Yeah. What would it take to repaint it? You got any brake fluid?
I left a can of brake fluid.
Let's pull this off first. This might
Okay.
make our decision for us.
Okay.
Just
In the background.
Itty bitty one.
Yeah.
Sam's just yelling.
Cool. All right. Well, we're gonna pull this off, see what it looks like, and maybe make a better decision once we see it.
pull down if you can a little bit. Yeah, that's good enough.
Bring it back in.
Yep. We are back at it. We are getting to it. Wally, what do you got going on here?
So we replaced the navigation lights on the front, if you
Yep.
look up.
Sweet.
So I got them bolted. And now I had to rerun the wire across the front, and I'm putting it in some protector. Then I'm going to zip tie it up along this bar and make it look all nice and neat. So
Sweet. It's looking good. So these are now, so these lights are permanently mounted and everything's good. Sweet. They look good.
yeah.
They're not as vulnerable as the lights where they used to be on the side, so that'll be good.
Yep. If we knock these ones off, we're in real trouble.
Yep. So they're right above the pontoon, so really nothing ever should hit that. The only thing I could ever see is potentially being an issue is, you know, if a rope ever got wrapped around, but they're also held on by a lot bigger bolts than the teeny tiny little screws they had on it before. So
We hit a high dock.
we hit it. Yeah. Well, I think we got other issues.
We're overloaded and hit a regular height dock.
Yeah. Sweet. Well, that looks good. Let's go see what Sam is working on. Back on the seats. How is did the laundry detergent, has anything worked? Oh,
Laundry detergent.
worked.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Ta-da!
Look at
Take
that.
a look at this one. Ta-da!
Sweet.
Isn't that great?
Yeah, they look good.
The easy off might help though.
Give it a shot.
And
see.
it also helps here get a cut of me real quick. It wasn't
Oh, for the...
for a little bit of elbow grease. I don't think it would have ever been done in time.
Yeah.
Oh, zoom in and out. What is that, 4K?
Sweet. So getting the paint off of the seats without damaging the vinyl. How is the vinyl holding up? Is it looking good?
Yeah, rub your hand across it. I mean, it's gonna be fine for sitting on a 77 party barge.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
This was worth it. This was
Cool.
worth it. Down here, Tony. Jesus.
They work. Oh, something just fell too on the back. Got nav lights and headlights.
Turn off the docking lights.
Pretty good.
Plenty of fuel. I think it was still bleeding air out of the line,
Maybe.
to be honest.
Alright, so we got the carb back on and the motor put back together. Loading up some more fuel. I'm gonna give her a test. Late night operations over here. I said jump all the way into it head first, or don't do it at all.
I don't think that's saying the warranty to
Okay, crank it.
forget.
Give her a run. All right,
Crank
let's do
it.
it.
Let's see what happens. Keep going.
Play around with that throttle, dude. Jiggle it around when you're doing this. Run it like a car.
You want to bring starting fluid?
No. The only thing we don't know is if it's getting sparked.
Alright, so we got the carb, everything's back together, and we were messing around with it yesterday, and we found that most likely the voltage regulator or the power pack, the CDI, was
Whatever
most
you
likely
wanna call
broken.
it.
Yeah, the thing that provides power to the coil packs,
Spark.
we believe is busted. So we ended up going to a couple different shops, and we found exactly what we need, a complete replacement of the old one. We're gonna try and throw this on now and see if we can get this thing to fire. It's strange because we were trying to fix the fuel leak, and then when we go to restart it, we weren't even getting spark. So we must have nicked something. We must have had some other issue because no spark on a completely separate issue. So we're gonna try and throw this on, and hopefully we can get this motor running again. All right, so this is the old one. You can definitely see it got a little hot, actually melted the plastic. And the fact that it's a plastic body like this tells us on a 77 motor that this thing was definitely replaced. So also after Googling it, we found that this is a common issue. So replacing it, we didn't feel too bad because we know this thing has issues. So we're gonna fire it up and then see what happens. All right, we're giving her a crank. We're gonna test the spark here.
Watch out for that flywheel.
Yep.
Nothing?
Keep going.
Well, hell, at this point, just put the spark plug in and give her a shot of ether. Let's see what happens.
All right. We're taking this in for diagnosis, boys. If this doesn't work, because what else are we gonna try?
I don't know. Light it on fire.
So in the past video you saw that we had issues with flooding the motor out, especially when it got hot. It pressurized the fuel tank and then overpressurized the system and flooded out the motor. Well, we band-aided that solution with just a stopper valve, but it wasn't really fixing it, and so we ended up taking the carb apart. We pulled that all apart and we found that there was a bad gasket, so we replaced it. We got all the carb put back together and everything, and then we were having issues with spark. We were getting no spark in the motor, and we sat and we diagnosed it and we took a look at it and we couldn't totally figure out what it was. We have a suspicion that it's a bad stator, but we're not certain, and instead of just spending money on buying parts for an old motor, we're gonna take it to a shop, have them take a look at it, see what they think, and then we'll be able to reevaluate what we're actually going to do. So I am headed up to my buddy's house where the boat is at, and we're actually going to be pulling the boat out of the water today because it's ending the near the season, and the spot that we're going to be storing the boat happens to be right next to the shop that we're going to be taking the boat to. So we're just going to bring it to them now, and then when they're finished up with it, we can just move it right over next door to where we're going to store it. All right, so a little snafu. We sheared off the handle here on the wheel, so we're just gonna replace the trailer bar on the trailer. So you break something, you fix it. So here we are. We gotta pull it off, replace it. Shouldn't be too bad, but at the very least, we got the boat to the dock. Well, not to the dock, but to where we're gonna park it. The shop's over there, and where we're gonna leave it over winter. So it's at least here. We're just gonna make a quick fix here and call it a day.